Everybody, I want to hear you. Let's go. Come on. One more time. Come on. I like it from Aka on guitar. I can't hear you. Break it down.
Five months already gone in the year 2026. We are, I think today is 7th of May 2026. Exactly 13 minutes past 6. That is if your time synchronizes with mine. Hey, today Ghana News TV. Jumedia da, bro, you do yawada, no cremre Jumedi, and then so enu edi share ya bonkonya, enu ebedi nsanwaso. Adwun komwadwen Ghana na nsembia ekoso ewo amanane. Medin Lawrence appearing here, but Mamma will be a quaba near Tenassi, Aju. Abajumadi with Sumistro. Dear him, Cassipa, Winim. You made no age, made beer, yet in Fidi Juma. Name for the benefit of Omwa, some may be more no, Mufidino, and I yet me partner with other stations to send the program there. No, we are live on all the social media platforms, Twitch. On the satellite, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Nina, search handle no Today Ghana News TV, Mr. Oba, Winyebi, na washwe, na witi, the ekosu. Mr. Pa, so we are the Samamia, Adeba Kupensuna, and committed to sales and Kawaya Mammy. Say, what do you say about like button? Share Mammy, now you made an intimate quick, and Papa for Ubia, intimate fan adjoining, and about the came na Yinano. Together, we with our contributions, our thoughts, our suggestions, and opinions on the family of Ghana and in level I say Drew. Now we at Nahanma, as the name of the program suggests, no crime. It's all about speaking the truth. Sometimes the Krakana can say, yeah, but you made it with you can't pay. So, very welcome to everybody who has joined us live on our social media platforms. Just stick and stay, and then they on the paper up and the paper will be at the mamu. So these are affiliate stations, and you know, omu eboye push you medino across some other parts of the country. Right now, we have High FM live in Achim, Hemai, in the eastern region, 93.5 FM. That is High FM. Samsung Kings Radio, Accra, Jamframa TV, Rara in the UT region. Secure Information Center, Tatali Northern Ghana, Adeliman Community Information Center, Nkwanta, Fans TV, Flau in the Volta region. These are the channels as I'm doing. I'm going to push you echo some other part of the country. Just so you know, social media has not got any borders into Yesremo. We are even bigger there. To join us with your thoughts, your comments, suggestions, views, opinions, I'll be so glad to read them out. And then Misa campaign for be a fear mammy no more bidding como. Mamidi kai and Konami Kuchiamu. Now, Media more greetings, I'll go for a quick break, me bar. Then we continue with what is happening. Today, I'm privileged to have Mr. Charles Mesa, NDC Hamburg Branch Communications Officer. Last week with me and Banana Home Pano, Yamiadum. And then we be doing a send me a command and your car say I want to opening more than a no primary media.
Good evening, Lawrence. Me did say oh here.
Yamia do me sound to do kakra one for pa.
Where the yeah, the paya there. We are all fallible to sickness in tea. Bar. Yeah, the bit me be an echo.
Yes, sir. Yamia
acquire soon share with you for you now. And Omumbra, Omaji, Omudi Beshe, Umbiti, and yet say any one answer will be asking an emum. A Yaquina, Yinana, Yetre Yadniafa, and Semba Kumi Nubia, a Kosovo, my gun and Mune, Riasha Fanera.
Exactly.
I actually respect their time and their commitment to this program, and for that matter, I seek to communicate the exact truth of the matters to our viewers so that I'm going to say share no cremre.
That's yes, sir. Yamia Hoding. I'm a city bear, Huberto Cracker. Said that yeah, we now can pay about the medium swine. That's it. Today I'm also honored and privileged to be joined by Sita. Sita Abdul Khalik, Deputy Youth Organizer for the NPP Germany branch. I think this is our first time meeting on the show, and I believe it's going to be an amazing time having him on the show. Sita Ubiano, Sita Laskaya Abdul Khalik. Didn't the papa. The Bia Ubiano in Memo Aju near Kwaba. Obeni Akwaba. Obeni Usimenka. I said, sit down, mano. Let me take this opportunity. Now, Obeni, good evening. Yeah. Good evening, Obeni. Okay, so I think he's having a problem with the network. The mami fa akonya we na nkotwa me ho kakra. Membra we kwaje nkrato ba ku menu bi me ba. I will reintroduce it. Then we look at the agenda of the day. Talk about the topic table for discussion. Bacho, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Abdul. Good evening, Mr. Abdul Khali. Mr. Abdul, what's your okay. Mami Mboshi, Nami Kwaje in Krato, Nami Ba, we will start with the agenda of the day. But you could be a Femi.
Welcome to Beyond Makeup, where beauty and confidence are taken to a whole new level. Here, we pamper and take care of you like royalty. Enjoy our gentle waxing, refreshing facials, and soothing massages that melt away stress and leave your skin glowing. We also offer professional makeup services, manicures, pedicures, durable nail extensions, and perfectly sculpted ombre brows. We give you the most perfect soft lashes that highlight your natural beauty. At Beyond Makeup, every visit is more than just a service. It's an experience of care, elegance, and transformation. Locate us at Chado Last Stop or call us on 0559 933 505 or 0506 474 911. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Beyond Makeup, your journey to wellness starts here.
Oh, say yay! The African Arts, Food, Music and Culture Festival, Armenia 2026. Society, Yapa Huntim of Francis Consuls, Eto Esa Afro Esbitesa, Ewa Ghana, any Africa, Sabe showcase creativity, Ewa global stage, so we artists, fashion designer, chef, musician, Anna Empo, cultural entrepreneur, any woman, so what the African young creativity, every the global stage, Ewa Europe, ya boy ya pomo atuho, ya show registration I say, and it's 2% participating, and now on getting more information there, any other contact in Ewa Humachu so +374 558 508 11 and +233 542 545 815. Following our Facebook, Ope and Sembisa Anna Bibi Piata Efaye Hon. Ubetimi I email and so ewo African Culture Festival 2018 at gmail.com. African Arts, Food, Music and Culture Festival, Armenia 2026, made of way. Africa on display, culture without borders. Yeah, that was it, baby.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We are back into the studio. This is the Premier Live on Today Ghana News TV. And Amikai will say we are streaming on a lot of the platforms, Jamframa TV or Rara Indo TV, the Layman Community Information Center and Quanta. Samsung on the Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or the search handle is Today Ghana News TV. Via Twitch on the satellite, we are also very much active. High FM 93.5 in Achimhimai is loud and it's massive over there in Timpacho. Don't miss out today's program. Let your voice be heard through this channel. When you join us on our social media platforms, make sure you like and share and also drop your comment. I can already see some people dropping their comments. I'll take some time to read them out. Nemum, I'm from on core issues of the day. Before we even get to that, earlier I wanted to introduce Mr. Abdul Khalik, but I said, let me try and see if he's back online. Let me get some few words from him. Then we can kickstart with the topic of the day. Today we are doing one international story and one local story. Mr. Abdul. Try and see if he's back online. Let me get Mr. Abdul. Few words from him. Then we can kickstart with the Mr. Abdul. Right, it's just talking about
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Abdul. Akwaba.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Akwaba.
Yes, I think
Akwaba.
The network is actually not helping today.
Mema Akwaba ni aju abajumede we so.
Yenya bibia boko there.
Nyamiadom. My first time meeting you is an honor.
Oh, networky.
Don't worry, you speak. I can hear you. I can hear you when you speak. I can hear you when you speak. Right. Before we even move straight to the topics we have today, remember Omampeni John, His Excellency John Dramani Abaso. Now, this is in fact, it's laudable. Laudable. Now, Embra, you should know your person say, you have a shanning of penny for us, Sebi. And we have text for jobs. And no more delay. Let's say, report to be Kobase Penny being case employee Ubi, and because of the situation at hand, no person in Impano and have affair before they can grant the person or they can give the person an opportunity to work. Say reporting more, you say Tiamra, you bet you new begin. You know. This is interesting because see, it's not easy as a student or as a person going through school, completing. Trying to get a job and you are being asked to exchange sex for the job. Very appalling. It's a bad situation. And this is what the government of Ghana is now working around. Is a reporter will pass a penny now come be juma. Let's say Juma will request for sex before you offer that person an employment. Is against the law. You bet you want to. And this is louder blue. One thing we should also look at. In fact, we learn how to go about this particular proper say in proverbials in the year two a jamuafono. Now yema and I'm not warning. Because sometimes you go to some offices, some ladies intentionally almost dress it in a way. When you go to some offices, some institutions, some ladies intentionally dress to entice men, entice their bosses, think and say, oh, yes, Anna, they can also get a better place or a better position in the workplace. And in as much as the law is trying to deal with some of these things, we should also talk to our ladies, our young girls, our women who find themselves in some institutions. The main motive of Muko Ejumano, the main motive behind their dressing is not so Muko Ejumano, they are serious and all that. They intentionally dress. Minima don't Muko Ejuma. And they exchange sex for work. Anyway, we should also talk to our young girls. We should also talk to our young ladies. His Excellency girls in the count, they are part of it. Until when this law or when this thing is offend or passed now, Mr. Why your breast said down free primary health care? No, who could not do what I say? Am I young Dibenku at 11 p.m. No, I got a free Nasisiano, Ubiaji was a matum, Ubiaji was a matum. Yen Dibenku 11 p.m. The Miampa, and me booty, no me no left near the day. But we are got a girls in our tomb. Penny them show. Betty. Now, girls, I'm no problem because Bibian Kaka proper and Kayapre, they will say, Intimate so, it's Excellency. Febre, Gadagan girls need a man, Gada Omuna, not to a move. To a move. Now, sometimes I drink from Modico Jumano, and just say, I won't penny for the moon. Now, so girls see improper dressing. I don't know what is in their mind though, but we'll see how this thing will work. Anyways, thank you for the initiative. I applaud you. Let us go straight to our topic for today, and I would like to start with the international story. Mr. Abdul, you are back. Nice.
I think I had to change my appliance.
No problem.
To connect. Yeah.
Anyways, Akwaba.
Yeah.
Nice. It's my first time meeting you on this platform, and I think it's an honor to have you.
Yes, I'm pleased to meet you too. Yeah, because this is my first time also meeting you here. I have been on this show several times. Okay, but this is my first time meeting you too. Yeah. So I'm also honored to be here today. Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Sita Laskaya Abdul Khalik Bachomambodia now they are chairman. NPP Germany Deputy Youth Organizer. He didn't hear me there, especially the last one. Khalik. Yes. NPP Germany Deputy Youth Organizer. Or no, Mr. Charles, I'm going to introduce you now. And then let us move in or zoom in straight to what is happening in South Africa. In fact, I would like to start the topic with a quote or with a word from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah that says the independence of Ghana is meaningless until it is linked up to the total liberation of the other African countries. This is what Kwame Nkrumah said. And we know we are African, we are BP to Mojawa. We say, Naka can say, maybe now African put the in back. That's when they were South African and in their time. These are some of the stories I ever can watch them. These are some of the things I ever do comment. Please join us with your thoughts, your comments, suggestions, opinions on this platform. We'll be so glad to read them out. Xenophobic violence in South Africa, breaking the dream of Africa unity. Are we united? Said Asama Kwame Nkrumah can hear Tasum maybe Bechomukono. For Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is one of the people. I think it will period or the bear we are saying. We to a certain time, so that I can some commission be and up to now. It is evident and it is true that we've not even had somebody who is like Kwame Nkrumah. Maybe we are yet to get there. And some of the people are reflecting on us Africans. We are all happy. Is that what we are seeing? What South Africa is doing? Is this something that will break the unity of Africa? Mr. Abdul, I want to start this from you now. You're progressing.
Yeah, Lawrence made us say, na near Dicano, Menso Mechia, a tier for ne Ashefo. Na me chia me NPP form more Germany ne or more diaspora ena Ghana nyina na me chia your flag bearer and leaders of the party. And nation so no me busia for ne Hamburg for me bia. Yeah, so I'm going to be mixing the language, the Chi and the English in Tayana Modia Chamekakra. Yeah, and say Ocean AC and Niokos or South Africa na time nyai na enya dia ese fata say bibi mai ebesi anase eya dia ese yeye but akoba ne sa say Oshe Abakosemua, the word crampono of xenophobia no, naturally word bia akwese a mindful a omoti omo mind ena ahoho abahwa a omonium betna no na a mindful no eyi omini esi ahoho no so as in omo mpe omasem omo discriminate against them and then as for no inti ema ahoho no ewo fear say ombetina sakro no because of the threat ne mishandling ne mistreatment na eya omo fasono. So osha naturally no to the best of my knowledge that is the meaning of the word being xenophobia or the xenophobia will I call it characteristics. And mostly, it's just based on discrimination and exclusion. Say, on kaya ho. What you said. You can also use the word racism to match it. I know no better pick, but racism, I quite say, and a bit detailed than we know. Good. And to say, you share Bibi Maimu, Samika say Bibi Mam in general, I mean the Black African continent now. South Africa kahon, Ghana kahon, Nigeria kahon, Sudan kahon, Liberia, you work mostly below the Sub-Saharan Africa hono. Yeah, you work na quotes Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Nasema Okan say Africa cannot be united if we all don't come together, and also Ghana cannot claim independence if the entire Africa is not united. Okay, I'm not quoting him, but I'm just trying to paraphrase it. So meaning that I might be our Africa hano, so also unya ho fan hudie na ama ho do na ewo Africa no enka ho so enya mfa hudie na ene na ne wo nya ya no eso nimfa so enokre enti se wo hwa the time na South Africa omo ahokyerem abrofo a filter for you, and I can't say a filter for right. Yes, a two omo a shem almost so omu kuomo omo ajapa dear any you can't say minerals, okay, and on person with jomu chronofano. Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and Uganda. Where countries are almost sorry tia sanyama yibi say omo de boa South Africa so that near abrofone edi omo no ensi abako so mu kire say e bedroom re bi krampo no so we South African we tuntum so person utu kwan every South Africa just say okope Ghana passport and a Nigeria passport and sana with me to kwan adenti brofo no anase nyina ye ka brofo no nti into onya Ghana passport ombeji we dis we Ghana ni dan so besa konya Togo and Burkina passport because onte French when nyina na ye abakosa no so sa kire say ye man panyi a odi kan Dr. Kwame Nkrumah eti sika edi ma South Africa say omfa emwo omo ho ene eko omo kono Ghana did that abakosem esa kire say Ghana serve as a refugee camp, or I can't say this word I've forgotten, but a center for exiled people
from almost all the African countries.
Pardon?
For almost all the African countries.
Exactly. Ghana yebi, Nigeria yebi. Nanne se bani say South Africa. Munya Ghanaians are omuba mukrom and other African countries are omuba mukrom. So omundim we juma munimo betena aye juma. Namo pamo mo namu kuam namo titi omo dia. Enye na bibi ankoye. And a lot is ocean swa omo kwa South Africa no. Metima bombe boaka say 90% of them. And yes omo kwatena ho keke omo koye juma. Enti enya kodro. And I am cool. Omoko eko ye juma eboa the economy of South Africa. And na ocean so the crime rate in South Africa no. Migrants and now foreigners now more South Africa no. So crime rate now is less than 1% of crime rate obviously associated to foreigners. Ghana for ekahon. So South Africa now foreigners are more South Africa no. Yengina like obia no obia mo hobia no oye foreigner no ana oye ahoho no omu nuru 5% to 2% to crampo no omu nuru enti ebane sen South Africa for you will wake up almost every time to claim that foreigners are taking their jobs away from them. If I'm not going to miss words, it goes to look like they're just being lazy in approaching the right corteses to address the right issues. Yes, some other school of thought, a political, but it doesn't mean that it's the entire nation and a supporting Sanyamayi. But I say opposition party no, and a person or the current party now or ruling South Africa no, and audience and same way in a banana wama government on look bad because almost certain policies or like benefits be a omo say omo nyanti no omo feel say omo de sa kwan na aban no ebeti omo asem say sample na say omo ne Africa for eni ni ye o enti enye kwan pa a say African nation like South Africa ebe follow semet maka krampo na aka ebia o sebi Liberia krampo na omo kon several war for years literally crampono, most African countries couldn't go to help. And like then you can even understand them. But they themselves are not even doing that. They even welcome people to build their nation. And Lawrence, per history, since from the Roman Empire to the Germanian Empire, okay, to the current 21st or 22nd century, we have the GAs and the rest of them claiming to be the superpowers and the economic powers of this world. You know, it is foreigners that goes into every country or every community and build them up. So we narrow down to anasame de baya yekrum Ghana. Lord, so oshe ye dwa ye dia duduana no ahobona ye ne omo edi dwa no. For titling, Nigeria is in here.
A lot of them.
Oko Alaba, who ne wo ho ne wo ho. So osha abako sem krampo na sebi we dey me former mo fancheme. Abako sem krampo kire say edwa nkasa no for Ghana to be exposed to trade no. It was sub-Saharan trade or other traders from the Arab countries and the Sahara countries that came to Ghana to trade, that were able to get what markets. That today you can get markets like Abu Market, Sofolai, and the rest of them. All these names are not original account names or account words. They are foreign words because those people came to trade. And in there, Asante Mai, Ghana Mai, Ajesanko Foni Yinetum, Yenina Tefako, and we live in peace and we have our markets and our economy growing together. Oko Nigeria, you have Ghanaians there too, and many other countries. Baby amiti, no more edun komoyi. Hamburg, Germany. Obi onim Hamburg nina ebeka chira say, omo mudi Japa, Armenians, Romanians, and the Turkish. Then a small community of from Africa. Omo build the let me call it the day-to-day and petty business trees are yewo krumha. Unhu donor shop original German owned. Unhu barbering shop Doduanano German owned. And many more. That is how economies grow. And in any other case, ultimately operating or economy in isolation, say one as South Africa, you want to do things on your own. And the steps now almost taking it there. It's a wrong move for them, and it is a wrong move for Africa. But Lord, as Nyayami ya pa say, AU and other economic blocks, any strong communique and a strong sanction on South African government in line with this misbehavior. Yes, me who say Ghana government and a foreign minister are issued statement and has summoned the South African ambassador to discuss this issue. But what has come out of it? I'm yet to see a concrete sanction or something that would threaten them that, look, you can't do this in Africa anymore. But maybe if it is there, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see the African leaders call on South Africa and let them understand that they are picking a wrong move and it is wrong for them and wrong for Africa. And to say, if we the black skin, we are doing that to each other, what then will others do to us? And I kind of say the surprising thing that is happening in South Africa now, there is like an increased eruption of the apartheid system coming back again, because abrofona moti hono omo who say say monso mutimi pama amanfo dia etimi ye nemo ye ne dia ene ye betimi asa the sa old system no e dia aba enti me who clips abrofono have started what to fight the blacks again. And other black countries or people who are seeing it are happy, say yes, they should do it to them because they don't deserve the sympathy. They don't deserve it because omom and kombe buamono omona opamo from your country. So it is wrong move for South Africa to go through that route, and I call on South African government and any meaningful African to condemn those actions of South African citizens or those demonstrating, and also for us to continue to educate and to promote the total liberation of Africa and the total economic unity of Africa. Senya Sadia, Lawrence, Africa will not go anywhere.
Right.
It will not go anywhere. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Wait there. Ma minina kwame nkuma nim na menka chance then meka no brofo kakra na mia ma kan fante. So we are still here at the studio, Today Ghana News TV. This is Nokreme Live, and we are discussing the xenophobic violence in South Africa. Let me use this opportunity to say a big hello and a big thank you to my own father, my own dad, Peter Hasler, watching us all the way from the UK. I can see your comments in the live session. We take time to read them, but a big shout out going out to you, Dad. I've received your gift. I'm very much happy, and thank you so much. Part of messages in the BA by Medi Brenna Makai. Now you saw you South Africa, some blacks, any blacks, because of video movement, any idiom commono. The eating in Kano, Abdul Khalid. Opening Charles Adman, so Charles means as one or Nadia Cabecca now. It was South Africa, Fina Buffy. Opening.
Okay, Lawrence, right. Said I'm making cake with you for message your mobile. Is answer Omuni why you knew that is if they are not there, the program is not a program. To make us switch your mabibia, Menya Quenya say, Mekasa, I was if you so. Yetosu mienu mechia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama baby bi obi animre ni mano ache anase adu ena sane awudi nkaka say opeso de mra bi ba na ebe prohibit search for job no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama obi anim say he's a visionary man, bearer of ideas, and Ubia Oma and Yoma Tumpong. I wasn't surprised when you made mention of this policy, and I say Mra opposite or the betu eja. If you make us switch your NDC for ina, baby obia NDC for shemina, michio bibia, na masa echia sita me yankasa madamfo. Menene wasa ejmedia iso. Now, the issue at hand, a xenophobic attack now, to discuss this issue, for me, any attack on humanity, whether black or white, is very, very unacceptable and regrettable, as well as very, very unfortunate. Inti say South Africa for one continent, Africa. Na or more sorry, etia other African nationals is very, very unfortunate, and I condemn it in no uncertainty terms that this should not happen in 21st century, and authorities in South Africa should stamp their feet and ensure that this matter is dealt with forthrightly and comprehensively, because this is not the first time we are hearing about xenophobic attack in South Africa. Now, I will dwell my entire submission on the UN Charter on the Universal Human Rights. When you look at the Charter, Articles 12 to 17 of the Charter talks about freedom of movement. That means each and every one, wherever you find yourself in this global world, you have the right to move from wherever you are, go and seek asylum at wherever you want to, because the charter grants you that right. And South Africa is also a signatory to the UN Charter. And for that matter, they are obliged to observe these provisions under the Charter. So it is rather unfortunate that South African nationals see themselves as an isolated country or an island that has no bearing or connection with other countries. Immediately, they engage in this xenophobic attack this year. Botswana has also retaliated by disconnecting power to South Africa and also close its borders to South Africa. Now, the implication for the South African economy is such that the fortunes that the South African people derive from Botswana will be curtailed. But as I've already indicated, that the law grants persons who want to move from one country to the other, provided they, have the legal rights or they have the prerequisite permission to move. There is no justification for South Africans to attack them and say that they should move to their country to ensure that they develop their country. That is a shambolic excuse, and it ought not to be tolerated, because each and every country depends on one another for survival. That is why in Ghana, we supply electricity to Burkina Faso, we supply electricity to Togo, and we supply electricity to Cote d'Ivoire. The same way Botswana also supply electricity to South Africa. So therefore, we see ourselves as one entity, a global village where our activities are interconnected. We derive benefits from each other. So if the South Africans nationals are saying that other African nationals should move from their country, like the same way other countries will also drive South Africans from their country. On record, we have more than 3,000 South African nationals living in Ghana. We also have South African investments in Ghana. For example, MTN, the biggest telco company in Ghana, is owned by South Africans. ShopRite is also owned by South Africans. So
some of the mines.
Yes, some of the mines. Yes. Goldfields and those kind of mines, I know, are owned by South Africans. So if they are saying that Ghanaians should leave South Africa back to Ghana, the same way Ghanaians will also say that South Africans in Ghana should also move from Ghana to settle in their own country, South Africa. Now, if MTN is being asked to move from Ghana to South Africa, the investment that they have made, where do you think this investment will be? Certainly, the investment will be in Ghana, and I don't think they can move all their properties, that is fiscal properties, from Ghana to South Africa. In this case, Ebema omo investment and I say bibiara omo dia shade man omo ye ni mu ina no, the dividend and come so omo ya free mu no emma. So South Africans, is high time they recognize the fact that 21st century the world has become a global village, and until that the BC war Middle East it may affect the entire international community. The issue of attacking blacks, so movie or my South Africa should be a thing of the past. It's very, very regrettable, and it should be condemned in no uncertain terms, as I've already indicated. Again, Ghana government, through the foreign minister or the foreign ministry, has written to the African Union because of more meeting in the coming days. And now, one requested they should table the attacks in South Africa as one of the agenda for the for the program, so that they will discuss. Your friend is saying the issue of xenophobic attack in South Africa. Now, you're addressing it holistically, so that going forward, that issue of xenophobic attack will be a thing of the past.
Opening me that say, let me look at some of the things people the South Africans also feel say hey how. Now we will share one funny funny story. So now I want to take a look at the socioeconomic deprivation. South Africa feels that there is an intense competition for housing, jobs, social services. What can be the major problem? Is it that there are no jobs? Is it that the South Africans are lazy and they don't like working? Is it that companies in South Africa are now depriving the South Africans from jobs and rather giving it to people who are foreigners? Could that be a cause? Mr. Charles? Okay, let me take it from Mr. Khalid.
Yeah, so Lawrence, it could be, but it is a very shameful excuse to give. Okay, a very shameful excuse. Now, when you look at the economy of South Africa, yes, we all agree that the economy of South Africa is one of the strongest and also stable economies you can find on the African continent. No doubt about that. But then, why are they not getting the jobs? Like I said, there is no economy in this world, okay, that has been able to satisfy its citizens and even migrants 100%. There is always a percentage of what? Unemployment rate. But then the unemployment rate in countries or in every economy varies. Is it higher with migrants or is it higher with indigents or citizens? Because for if I'm going to use the word laziness or like they're not being proactive, yes, I have an excuse to give. Why do I say that? In every country, citizens are priority. You are first on the line in every country. So when it comes to jobs, they would consider you first before they consider a foreigner. So you have the opportunity, to create jobs or to be employed first than a foreigner will. And when you look at the economy of South Africa and the jobs even they are complaining about, it's laughable. 70% of the 1% of the migrants that live in South Africa that are facing these attacks today are not employed by the government sector of South Africa. No. Again, 40% of them are not employed by original indigenous South African companies. The rest are entrepreneurs and people who also do mini or minor jobs. So most Ghanaians there do barber or they do hairdressing in general. They do sewing or dressmaking. They do cleaning. They work in restaurants. And these jobs are available for everybody in South Africa. So it isn't that, yes, they are denying South Africans and employing migrants. No, the jobs are open to everybody. It is when you choose not to do it, then they look for an alternative. Yet again, let me use Germany as an example. Charles will bear me witness. There are certain jobs in Germany that you would hardly find indigenous German people engaging themselves in it. A typical example, if I'm not going to miss words, okay, international companies like Amazon, when you go there largely, okay, 90% of the workers there are foreigners. That doesn't mean that Amazon is limiting itself to foreigners. No, it is open to everybody. Then now the people choose as to where they want to go or which job they want to go to. So it is not an excuse for them. When it comes to housing, Lawrence, how can I say that me traveling from Ghana to South Africa, then I get a better house to stay, and you, the indigenous person, will not get a better house to stay. When the land is yours, the country is yours. That means there's something wrong somewhere. And you don't blame the foreigner for that. You blame yourself and you blame your system or your government for that. So when you take it political, yes, I do understand. But you don't take it on the migrants now, on my backroom now, like they are working and earning. In my earlier submission, I said no foreigner is there enjoying lavishly and not working or enjoying on the social system. They work. In some of the videos that came up, I saw our people, they sell used clothes on the streets to earn a living. And you see the South Africans sitting at corner drinking beer.
Dancing on my piano.
Yes. So why then do you blame the foreigner? When you, if you even have a cause to blame, all right, when it comes to the socio-economical activities that you feel that, yes, they are the reasons for these attacks. Is it the migrants you are supposed to attack? There's a system that is supposed to create those opportunities for you. And so if the system is not creating it, you attack the system. You don't attack the beneficiary of the system. And that is the mistake the demonstrators are doing, that everybody is talking about. In any other case, 90% of those people they even attacked are people who are documented migrants. South Africa is one country in Africa, generally, that does well with documentation of migrants. And when you look at, or when you watch the videos that we have seen on social media, none of the people being attacked is an illegal migrant. None of them. Everybody has a form of residence, either by marriage or by visa, legal, authentic. So you don't, the migrants there are not the problem, but it is the system and it is the attitude of the citizens themselves. And like Charles rightly said, what happened to the word coexisting? So where no coin? Say Ghana, there was South African businesses were Oko Nigeria. In fact, MTN even cast across Africa. A South African originated business. And so be a cast like you see MTN Bioma and a Vodafone Bioma. What will happen to the economy? Because MTN alone contributes, okay, about 10% to the economy. And I mean the telecommunication industry in South Africa. That is a huge percentage. South Africa free from the other African countries. South African airline, it travels to other African countries. Look at the amount they get from the other African countries into the economy of South Africa. So it is just let me choose my words carefully. It is just not right. So I would join Charles to call on the leaders of AU in this yet to happen summit to sit and let the South African government and citizens know that it is a no for them to act the way they act. That notwithstanding, South Africa is not the only victim to this kind of act. Yes, when you want to talk, they will tell you that yes, in 1982-84 area, Ghana sacked some Nigerians, or Nigerians sacked some Ghanaians in the late 60s during the UP and Buzia, that is 1969 to the 70s. Yes, Nigeria sacked some Ghanaians and stuff like that. But what is the current state? That was then, and that was full of military rules or coup d'etats here and there. Since the 20th century, which country does that? So again, for me, I condemn their act, and I encourage other countries to condemn it. And also, we should not follow this path, for it is not going to help us. Lawrence, thank you so much.
Mr. Charles, we've touched on some of the things, and in fact, we've talked about the socio-economic deprivation. We've talked about political rhetorics, and we also touch on the, I think, poor governance, service delivery. Even though young can we, but in some of the submissions, it find its way in there some way somehow. Now let's look at the inequality and poverty, and also if we can touch a bit on the crime, why foreigners are frequently blamed for rising crime rates in local communities or South Africa.
Lawrence, attack on one another, there is no justification for that. So whether it is socio-economic issue, crime rates, political, or whatever it is, there is no justification. We want to mean justify the facts that we attacking women. Now we could simply because of the mindful frosso. Other ya will baby our inti ono na waba ukrum and ama uho chere unti ofi ukrum. Ghana and South Africa, for example, you admit say hardship or Ghana. Inti yes you bet you can say hardship na ewo Ghana no. Companies no waba Ghana na omu operate no omu no mama hardships na ba na in for that matter omu so omu ko ukrum. Mines na ewo ho no omu tu no. Our local people can also mine. Is it the case that we say, okay, you people are mining our gold, making huge sums of profits, and for that matter, leave our country, we can mine our own gold? Should you also say that? And by doing so, you go ahead to attack physically to the point of even killing some. That is very, very unacceptable, and it must be condemned. And AU this time around should be very, very firm on this matter and have it dealt with decisively. And yes, sir, other countries will also copy from what the South Africans are doing, and they will also be doing it in some years to come. Because as for hardship, socioeconomic issues in Africa and other African countries in India, you cannot rule out these factors. And for that matter, you cannot use these factors as justification to attack your fellow Africans. It should be condemned and it should be dealt with by the African Union so that the efficacy of the union that the four bearers, I mean, AU, MVCG, because you can't do this in Europe. Look, when we talk about free movement of goods and services, and you are in Europe, it is at that point that you understand what is meant by European Union or African Union. There is free movement of human beings, and there is free movement of what? Goods and services. Take Ghana and Togo, for example. Togo and Ghana are both West African nations, but to cross the border from Togo to your friend is saying from Togo to Ghana and vice versa, you face a lot of difficulties by virtue of these bottlenecks. No, we see ourselves as not one, and for that matter, we are Togonia, we African. This kind of separation, and then fueling some of this perception that South Africa for who say our migrants are the cause of their economic issues. As for economic issues and hardships and crime rates, even advanced countries, they have crime rates. People still engage in crimes. And for that matter, you cannot say migrants for na be good and now also crime rate now also now. Hitherto no na crime any South Africa na. Hitherto no na South Africa ahochire anywhere na. So these issues you are more cited say because of that means your more pamo bia amafo mukuru. Then obi biara South African bia or amaroni bia should also be ready and willing to go back to South Africa and help the South African people to develop their country. So me, as a person and as a communicator for the NDC political party, I see no justification, whatever reasons that they are giving for the attack. And I am calling on the AU and other blocks, regional blocks and international blocks, to condemn it and call the South African authority to order to ensure that the South African nationals behave according to the charter that they have all signed to, that seeks to protect human dignity, protect human rights, and ensure that there is fairness and equitable movement of people within this global world.
Thank you so much. I've seen some of my people here with all the comments and their opinions on the subject we are discussing. Now, I will urge everybody to say, make sure say you share the program. Now, make sure you tap on the share button, like, so that they can equally have the opportunity to, at least be preview to what we are discussing. Let me take this opportunity and also say a very big welcome to my mom, Stella Bryant. Hey, Stella Bryant, excuse me. Stella Bryant, who is the CEO of Bestel Foundation. She arrived in Ghana last night from the UK. A very big welcome to you, Mom. And now let us move from the South Africa issue. Now, the next one, that is home. If you know, we've talked a lot about South Africa, and some of the submissions that we make here, it's not just about we trying to talk about it, but if you listen to them carefully, we don't say they're also trying to provide solutions to some of these things. I believe NCBN things will be done properly. South Africa will become all the other African countries, citizens of the other African countries who find themselves in South Africa, things will be okay. But for now, we condemn every violent act, method, and on anybody who is in South Africa, not a citizen, and they've meted some of these things out to him or her. They condemn it straight. Yamrafi, ministerial reshuffle debate, overdue action, or smart loyalty by John Dramani Mahama. And you just said, the second year in governance, in government, one penny beshana ye omo mudi enim ya man swefo no ebe na yes sabigre na nkofo feel say it's okay. In fact, on this particular show, yenya obi from the NDC side, why when you say show ye chantro, I'll be can again pass and ministers in the bank and say not because time, but aware they are not really functioning. And since they will all want to protect the legacy and everything that the president is trying to create, Obi a Musha and the position on them on board no between na question baby for now some be question kebeboa, and the person mentioned some names. Yeah, can answer the koso. Now when you say omo the betu just say omo the beso ya adwuna hwe adanko da day, what's happening? Is it not long overdue? And now mo share that nanka mo di be fam na ye hwe na issues be boom and I say no asam na shikra. First of all, was it even necessary if we think there is no reshuffle to be done? Why did you even come out in the first place to say Ube reshuffle? Let me move straight to Mr. Charles. We are Haliko. Mr. Charles, no about also.
Yes, thank you very much. What a friend is Lawrence.
What reshuffle?
Yes, by. Your friend is a Mampeni Ghana foreman to me. I'm on a mandate of 4 years. Say Oceanombu or my Ghana. Now constitution is such that say the buying and I say executive power, executive authority, you have the opportunity or you are mandated to select persons only on a year or minor. That is ministers who assist you to govern the nation. So the president promised of appointing only 16 ministers, and he has kept his promise on that. Currently, we are doing 58 ministers as a result of the demise of the two former ministers. So to achieve what the president promised the good people of Ghana, for which reason they gave him the mandate, the president assembled a number of people to help him discharge that duty. Inti president answer obey you no nim say we am this is what I'm looking for, or this is what I'm expecting from him or her. So in the wisdom of the president, he is now 1 year, almost 5 months in office. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe looking at the economic environment that we are all testifying to as being favorable as compared to previous regime. I think maybe the president is of the view that the ministers that he has appointed so far are delivering, and Ghanaians are happy with the results that they are getting from the ministers as well as the entire government. So you look at the finance minister, what has never happened in the past 20 years, he has been able to do it within 1 year. I'm talking about the acquisition of the city. I'm also making reference to the fact that we are now enjoying the lowest single digit inflation in the past 30 years. That is 3.4 now, because previously last month it was 3.2 and now it is 3.4 because it has inched or appreciated a little bit higher. We are also having about 6 months import cover, and if you look at the your friend said the macroeconomic indicators, you bear with me that the finance minister and his team, as well as the Bank of Ghana officials, are doing a yeoman's job to stabilize the economy. Now you go to the energy sector where Honorable JJ is heading, and you also realize that he is doing a fantastic job as compared to when Russia, Ukraine, as well as COVID-19 set in. We all saw the brunt that these two crises brought onto the country by virtue of the deteriorated nature of our economy. When these two crises came in, it exacerbated our condition. That is why we went to the IMF in an ambulance. But because the current economy is strong enough, it has been able to withstand the shocks that the economists call it exogenous, because we don't control the oil prices as well as cocoa prices and gold prices. But you realize that within this period of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's administration, these commodity prices have plummeted to the extent that it has cascading effect, or direct cascading effect on the Ghanaian economy. But as a result of the resilience and the buffers that we have built, we have been able to withstand these shocks. So other sector ministers, the communication sector, transport sector, you can name them, all put together, in the wisdom of the president and his team, he might think they are doing well, and for that matter, we would like to keep them in office for a while to see what will become of them if there is the need for reshuffling. The president, having been a president before, and with the experience he has, he will reshuffle them. So I don't think it is long overdue. Just 1 year, 6 months or 5 months, I don't really think it is long overdue, because Ken Ofori-Atta was kept in office for more than 7 years. Okay, other ministers during the previous regime were kept in office for 8 years. For example, the Foreign Minister Honorable Sherayo Kobuchi was in office for 8 years. Honorable Eslowusu was also in office for 8 years, and other ministers who had the portfolio for the 2 terms that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was in office. So let's give the president the benefit of the doubt to steer the affairs of the country. At the end of the day, we are looking for what? Comfort. We are looking for the betterment and good governance of the country. So if this crop of ministers and this crop of leaders are delivering what Ghanaians are expecting, I don't see any qualm with it, because what we want is what we are getting.
What we want is what we are getting. No, but anything up to now, you need defense minister.
We have a deputy defense minister in office, and a deputy minister is supposed to act in the stead of a substantive minister where the substantive minister is unavailable. So I don't see any problem with that. Where we have a deputy minister, he is capable of handling all manner of issues that are supposed to be dealt with. He is competent enough to deal with the issues, because there is no much difference between a substantive minister and a deputy minister.
So why can't you as well name him the minister? Actually,
that is the prerogative of the president. So if the president deems it right, he will do so.
Right. Mamenko Kalik wana minji ono sunaje nche na Richard Fonedie na manfo atwe. Maybe a colleague in his mind, there are some other ministers or officials who are not performing. Even can you move forward that, but what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, Lawrence, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes. So thank you once again, and I'm happy we have come home to address our in-house matters.
If you
Good. Reshuffle. To be very honest with you, the Ghanaian government, and I mean prior or like from the colonial era till date, reshuffle has been a word that when you comb through our history, you would find it there. Where in 1965 to the 66, when Nkrumah was attacked, or like there was threats of coup d'etat and stuff like that, he had to change the governmental structure by doing a lot of reshuffling. When you look at the Second and Third Republic, Buzia and Hilia Liman also did the same due to economic reforms. And when you look at the Rawlings regime, when he actually took power, he had to do a lot of reshuffle, and by first of all whipping a lot of women and men on the streets and making them naked and killing some over minor issues, trying to reform the entire economic structure, hoping that things will be better. By the end of the day, it became even worse. When we went into the 1992 Constitution, so let's say going into the Fourth Republic, Rawlings was also known at that era to be somebody who gave a lot of reshuffle. As in, he was more or less leading or presiding over paramilitary and constitutional government at that time. So he could just sack you anytime and appoint anytime because he had the power. Yes, he did a lot of them. He did a lot of them. Good. So at that time, it actually brought that institutional reform of what we really know today as reshuffle. If I'm gonna narrow it down, I'll even say that he even brought that term to the limelight for us today, like us today, to know, because he was just throwing them here and there like that. Coming down to the next person that did such an act to was the Gentle Jack. We all know the famous, or the ex-president was somebody known for doing a lot of reshuffle, where people even say that you can leave your office going home thinking that you are coming back to the same office, and you get a call from the chief of staff, Mr. Kojom Pieni, to tell you that you have been sacked or you have been removed from that office. You need to go to another office. All those things were in line, or like were brought in because government at that time think that by doing that, one, they could control corruption, they could also fit the right people in the right places, and also to keep the ministers on their toes. Coming down to Atamels, yes, Atamels was also noted to be someone, or to have been someone who also did some of the reshuffles. But then, when John Mama took over after his demise, okay, he also did a lot of reshuffle, virtually wiping all the Atamels's cabinet away and ministers away to form his, which a lot of people condemned him for that, making it look like he wasn't so pleased with what was even going on in his boss's government. Good. So narrowing down, when Nana Akufo-Addo also came to power, we had a lot of cases of reshuffle where people called on him to do a lot of reshuffling in his second term too, just like the NDC are today. But yes, Nana Akufo-Addo is somebody that one school of thought believe that he pays loyalty. So yes, he does pay loyalty. At a point, that school of thought was thinking that he's paying loyalty to people that he has been with, and he believes that could help him achieve the goal and the mandate the Ghanaian citizens gave him. Again, other people thought he was only being favoritism by allowing certain people to enjoy certain positions because of that same loyalty. In all, yes, we didn't get the traditional form of reshuffling that was known in Ghana from the 1992 era to the first term of John Dramani Mahama in 2017. Good. But that notwithstanding, it didn't mean that the president or the former president, Nana Addo, didn't do reshuffle or didn't move people or remove people and replace them with other people. In 2018, we saw that he did one or two reshuffles. In 2019, yes, he did another form of reshuffling. And also in 2024, prior to elections, at least the almighty Oforiatta that a lot of people complained about was also what? Moved from his position. But you see, reshuffling doesn't necessarily mean changing them. Sometimes it can come from an act of disobedience or misconduct and many more. And we have seen series of them in Ghana where presidents sack people for misbehaving or for acting contrary to the code of ethics that they set in place, which as of today, okay, John Mama and NDC government is failing the country and failing Ghanaians. Why am I saying this? Because when you look at it, it was this same government and president, John Dramani Mahama, that set code and ethics or code of ethics for people in his government and for himself, that this is how they are going to rule the country. This is how they are going to govern the country. And Ghanaians felt for those code of ethics and demeanor of presentations, the talking, the manifesto, I will call it the loud noise that people like what's the name again? Sam George, their communications officer, Sami Jemfi, Okujato, and co made Ghanaians feel that, okay, when they come, they would do better, and they have the men, like we always say in Ghana. But apparently, we're not seeing and feeling it. So obviously, Ghanaians will call for reshuffle. And those that have misbehaved in the context or similar to some of the actions that the NDC complained about. Examples of the Oforiata, the CCL, the past. We are getting similar things today. And the government or the NDC and John Dramani Mahama is also paying or rewarding loyalty. If not for anything, just this week, we have this Facebook, or will I say social media, flooded with the actions of the Greater Accra minister, insulting people here and there, and she's still there enjoying, not even a letter being served her. Okay. Sam George himself has said a lot of things that not even anything said to him or done to him. You get it? But then you see, when Charles was talking, I was just laughing and taking notes. And I just want to correct certain things. You see, he first of all made mention about they've given a manifesto promise that they want to give us system ministers, or they will rule the country with system ministers, but they are currently running the country with 58. Yes, it is true, they said so, but in real terms, is that what they are practicing? No, it is not. So take away the demise of the two other ministers, but we know, and it is on record, that they only did a shadow to cover the eyes of Ghanaians, which I always tell them every day that Ghanaians are now descendant and very intelligent to know that you are only moving the ministers or the traditional ministries into the packets of the Flagstaff House or the Jubilee House by making them directors and advisors of the president. You have one ministry, an example, the agric, you can have an agric minister, a deputy, and you have a presidential staffer and director at the Flagstaff House or Jubilee House who is earning equal or the same salary or similar salary as a deputy minister or a minister. And all the complaints Ghanaians gave to NPP of having a bloated ministerial positions was based on economic factors, that every minister had V8, like the country was spending so much on these people. NDC came, instead of leaving it as it is, they were only thinking that they were fooling Ghanaians by shifting all those ones into the packet of the president, into the armpit of the presidency. So when you look at it, when you look at the two budgets they have read so far, okay, the presidency takes a chunk of money from the budget that could have used to develop other places like the energy sector. He said the Jinapon man is managing very well. Once you and I know that it is not like that. Ghanaians are crying of doom, so. And you are telling me that they are managing it well, so Abu Jinapon should not be reshuffled. Addressing yes, so and why I think he can just throw that into our eyes, thinking that we'll just see these things and just let them go. And when he was making his submission, he also went economical and made mention of depreciation being low, 6 months of import cover, low inflation, and you can't pay teachers who have worked for 18 months, for 14 months. You can't pay them for even 3 months. Is that a good economy? Is that a resilient or a stable economy? I don't know where they are getting their economic doctrine from. Yes, if you say that we said that the fundamentals will expose you, these are the sort of things Bawumia was talking about. That you can only make noise that yes, the economy is good, but the Ghanaians will suffer, okay, and it will expose you. Where is fuel now? Look at the amount Ghanaians are paying for electricity bills, water bills. Salaries being increased by what? Marginal percentages. Like I'm saying, teachers are not being paid for working for 1 year plus months. Nurses the same. And many other funds. You sit here and you say that you don't control cocoa prices, but you can control the reduction of cocoa prices that cocoa farmers are suffering. When we were paying them a certain amount of money, you made a lot of noise and made Ghanaians feel that you could do better. That the amount the NPP was paying was a chicken change and you were going to pay more, only for you to come and cut and slash it into oh my God, into coins for them. And you still tell them not to even complain. Is that the economy you are talking about? And is that and you again even said that that we don't even control the prices of oil. So the Ukraine-Russian war brought hardship to is it today that the NDC, Charles and John Mahama, was sit on national televisions like this to say they don't control these variables, so we shouldn't blame them if things are not going well? When NPP did tell you this truth, you said no, it was a lie, it was mismanagement. Today, you want to take credit or you want to take an excuse for the fact that those elements are affecting your economy today. You can't do that. The reality is that your government is not managing the country well upon all the noise they made. And yes, you cannot hold your mama alone responsible. You hold the people he also kept in various positions to help him. So, Ato is one. Honorable Ato is one of them, the finance minister. The energy minister should be sacked by now.
You think it should be changed or should be sacked?
Look, Lawrence, now watch something, okay? I also heard him say that, okay, he's happy that the president is going to launch a policy, sex for jobs, to cancel that. But what? They failed to launch a policy to cancel Galamsey or to fight Galamsey that they made noise about. That today we get district assemblies and minister assemblies of NDC taking taxes from Galamseyers. Why can't you put a law to get those things away? Today, your own appointee, representative of the president, is found sitting in his office and taking levies for illegal mining. That is not a cause to complain. That is not a headache for you. Rather, you want to bring a policy that is not even feasible, that is not applicable, that in fact, that is not significant to the growth of the economy, to reduce the plight of the Ghanaian who is crying, the teacher who is crying that he or she has not been paid for 14 months. These policies, look, can the NDC just tell us what they are going to do to improve the lives of people by making sure that the 24-hour economy they said they want to bring, they bring it in place so that the three shifts, people can get the jobs? That is what we are looking at. Not for them to come and make noise and tell lies and bring all this economic grammar. And yes, so the Ghanaian is suffering. I just don't get it. In fact, I just don't get it. And I just want Charles and the NDC to know that, okay, Ghanaians are wise now. You cannot use Nkokon Kitten 311 or 133. I don't even know whether they are Morino or Otto Addo football formations to tell us that you are going to create jobs when there are no jobs for the youth. Today, you get NDC youth, okay, ransacking ministries, protesting against ministers and stars for lying to them and not giving them jobs. And you say that these ministers are performing, so nobody should talk about reshuffle. When the minister is not performing, you reshuffle. When the minister misbehaves, you reshuffle. When you feel that, okay, your team is not working well, it's not achieving the ultimate goal. In fact, the social contract you had with the Ghanaian for them to vote for you, if you see that your team is not doing well, it is wise enough to shake the team. But we are not seeing that. And there's no sign that John Mama will do that. Because all those acts of corruption and misbehavior, okay, goes to his benefit. So obviously, he's not going to change anybody. Look, Lawrence, I was one of the individuals from the party of NPP who said that it is yet early days to attack John Mama in the first 1 year. And I said, let us allow him enjoy his honeymoon. Let's see what he can do differently. At least this is his last term in governance. So maybe he would want to do something different. But I'm sorry to say, he's repeating worse mistakes he did in the previous years. He's just repeating them. Today, health insurance, you can't talk about it. They talked about no birth syndrome. Yes, sir, it is still happening, even worsening.
We have the free from health care now.
There are facilities like the pediatric center in Weja, Bawe. You are not opening it, you are not commissioning it for people to use. Some of the Agenda 111 hospitals that has been commissioned are there for use. You are not using it. You are giving excuses that World Bank. Come on. And you still allow the health minister to be there.
Health minister, which of them?
In fact, let me call him the noise maker. Akambo, or is it Akambo? He roamed the entire country when he was in position, complaining about facilities, talking about how facilities, okay, were being left and not used. Today, okay, I can boast of 3 or 4 hospitals that are commissioned and ready to use, that he's not even thinking about it. His interest is rather how to get a cut from a software that US government and other people are trying to hack into our system to make money from. That today, you still get hospitals in Ghana using paper to pick records at the hospital. Today, importers are complaining at the port because of the systems put in place there by this NDC government when they made noise few years back. And they lied to these importers that we're coming to do better. So all these people are still there. You are not reshuffling. When they want to talk, you say, okay, it is just 2 years and early days yet. Which is early days? Automatically, you have only 1 year for pure governance, and the other year is election year. Yes, again, if I want, okay, I wouldn't blame them so much because you know what, Lawrence? You see, NDC is facing this crisis of loyalty change, where John Mama is his last term, so people are now forming allegiance or alliance to new people who might lead the NDC. So if the person is even a minister, instead of him to concentrate and serve the Ghanaian public, he's concentrating on making himself popular or making his paymaster popular so that in the next NDC government, he will get a place to stay. So they are not focusing on the job that John Mama is giving them, but they are rather forming alliance and allegiance with other people. And if you put people in place to work and they're not working, what do? You fire and you hire new people to replace for you to achieve your aim. That is why I just realized that what your mama wanted or was telling her he would do, he cannot achieve it. This is your last term. What do you stand to lose as an individual? What? That he can't just stay on, like focus and make sure that he gets his people working and running. And he's aligned the Asedun Ketia, the Haruna Idrisu, the Julius Debra to change the narrative of the entire administrative system of the government and the NDC as a party. This is the time for you to start shuffling them. If anybody wants to go occupy another position, they should leave the public position and go and occupy the political whatever they want to do. And Charles, you sit here and say that we shouldn't call for a reshuffle. Lawrence, when was the last time you had lights in your home for the past 48 hours?
To be fair and honest with you, today I've had 4 lights out.
So will you tell me that the minister or the CEO is doing his work? You tell us that you are changing transformers and stuff.
For that, you are normalizing Ghana because when you go to some other advanced countries, I mean, before the light goes off,
Lawrence, how can you say you are normalizing the wrong thing?
No, I'm not saying, but that has been like I'm not supporting
If I'm going to side with you, that means that the NDC is normalizing negativities. So they are normalizing Dumso, they are normalizing Galamsey, they are normalizing high port rates.
Right, but stay in your lane, make your point. I'm making my point.
And I'm supporting your point. If they are normalizing Dumso, that means that they are normalizing negativities and they are normalizing hardship of the Ghanaian. That means that they are normalizing high rates at the port. They are normalizing Galamsey. They are normalizing teachers working and not being paid. And many other issues. They are normalizing the how can you see my last point, okay? The entire Bank of Ghana okay, in the NPP era, when we justify the losses the Bank of Ghana made. Charles, I was on another show with Charles. Charles told me that, okay, if he was the president, he would have sacked the governor of the Bank of Ghana. Some years back, Charles told me so. Today, look at the percentage increase in loss. Charles, and you sit here and you tell me that it is not, you tell us Ghanaians that it is normal. The finance minister should still stay there. The gold bond losses, the CEO is still there. So we should normalize all those things. Then where are we heading as a country? If MPP and people like us, communicators, we want to bring this to light, okay? They're like the NDC foot soldiers will come and tell us that, yes, we did some. We did some. We should think about ourselves. Look, governance, yes, it's a continuous transaction or process. But then, okay, improve governance is what people want, not retarded governance. People voted for you with expectation that you come and change their lives. You come and do different from what they felt that we had done. That was wrong. But for you to come and do this and still you don't even want us to talk about it, it's appalling. Before you end your submission, the communication minister should have also resigned. I remember, okay, he in particular was very loud, making a lot of noise in the country, talking about freedom of speech and governance being tolerant. Today, what are we seeing? I even wonder whether tomorrow I'll not get a letter from the embassy telling me that I'm being wanted. He made a common phrase, stubborn academy, that they won't do registration. What? Today, he wants to do registration because he has a cut in the entire contract. And because some will soil John Mama and his family, they shouldn't be reshuffled. This is the government we have now. And when you complain, they come after you. When you complain, they come after you. This is not what Ghanaians bargained for. And this is not what we voted for. And to even make things worse, all right? Lawrence, did you hear Charles' last words? He said, what we want is what we are getting. Do you know what that means?
Tell me.
Charles said, what we want is what we are getting. So Ghanaians voted for misery. Ghanaians voted for misfortune. Ghanaians voted for high rates at the port. Ghanaians voted for collapsed NHIS. Ghanaians voted for cocoa rate cuts. Ghanaians voted for losses in the gold board and losses at the Bank of Ghana. So that is what we're going to get. How can you say this, Charles? How can you say this? Anyway, the Ghanaian public and the voters are the judges of the governance you are putting us through.
Before you end your submission, I'm giving you the opportunity to at least probe into 3 ministries that you think are a bit like who feel it's a reshuffle. 3 ministries.
First of all, okay, I think the energy minister should go.
Okay.
The land and natural resources should go. The communication minister should go. Lastly, the finance minister should go.
To lands and natural resources.
Yes.
Communication.
Yes.
And
finance and energy.
But let's look at this. I said, oh, Kwama, the wrong people, because especially with the finance ministry, most Ghanaians are saying they are okay, they are comfortable. And it's like you are fighting for people who are comfortable where they are.
Comfortable.
Yes, Ghanaians are saying they are okay. They are okay with the financial.
Wait. Lawrence, when you say Ghanaians says they are okay, is it the teachers that are telling
you? That's what the Ghanaians are saying. I'm not saying.
No, it is the NDC propagandists that are saying they are okay. I'm asking you a question. Which sector in Ghana, okay, is telling you that they are okay? The movers and shakers of the economy are complaining. And you are saying that they are saying that they are okay. Importers are complaining. Farmers and traders are complaining. The civil servants, the teachers and the nurses, okay, are complaining. And you are telling me that look, the student, okay, the student who is writing his BEC today is complaining because he doesn't even have light to sit down and read. And you tell me that the finance minister should stay there, the energy minister should stay there and continue doing that. The lands and natural resource person and minister should continue to stay there and will continue to get galamsey. Day in, day out, people are being like exposed for dealing in galamsey. And what is happening? Nothing. Why won't that minister come and cry tears again to tell us that his people are doing it?
It should be
there. So for reshuffle, I think it is wise for John Mahama himself to think about his personal legacy and do the reshuffle to cover his shame. Otherwise, if he wants to follow the party as NDC, NDC would once again, if even they lose power today, come back to power. But by that time, John Mahama, your name would have been eroded and dragged to the gutters because of the greedy and corrupt officials you have as ministers, CEOs, and appointees. Thank you.
Thank you. Charles, wait there, Adaroma. You didn't catch it, Tibiabo, Kama, Mr. I've got just 9 minutes, maybe 5 minutes for a rebuttal. I'll use the rest for my my comments. Then we'll call it a day. Charles. Maybe if Charles is not ready to counter some of these things, colleague Akanya and I will find when I'm reading messages. Hey, Waba. Oh, my name is Charles. 4 minutes, yeah, mommy.
My bad, I don't know.
Don't worry.
5 minutes there, yes. It's idea about me. Yeah. Exactly. I wish Sita did not venture into that arena and stay put to the reshuffling of ministers, whether it is long overdue or not. Now, or say you cutting ministers, no, you promising 60 and you cutting ministers, now you shift your move to the presidency.
Yes, President. Somebody a question, President.
Is President Mraman who can say on power ministers, no form yeduma, non setting up ministries to run to appoint ministers to run those ministries. President so who can so be power and crofo more be yeduma wana kachi eye presidency. Na botaya esi president deni so o de koto Ghana for anima Ghana for share ho kwan e share ho man kwan so medi enim no in the wisdom of the president no so hwe na so be hia obi wo ne office and as any presidency ho na waboa no man na di sa adwuma na emra man ho kwan so be di sa adwuma no in the tenure of Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency presidency no we even had advisors to ministers. We had Edubuahin as an advisor, minister at the Ministry of Finance. Not
Minister at large.
Yes, minister at large, if you put it that way. We had Dr. Amankwa, a minister of state, responsible for the minister of Agric, that is Dr. Akoto Osei. So these people should be the last people to be advising on moral grounds what is right and what is wrong. That is why I'm saying, I wish my brother did not venture into that arena. He made a categorical statement that God board made laws. It seems my brother is not current on happenings in Ghana, or he is being misled by his NPP folks. Because God Board just recently had a press conference to tell the whole public about the surplus that it made in the fiscal year of 2025 and the expenditure that it made in the fiscal year of 2025. So if you come on air and peddle this blatant falsehood that Gold Board has made a loss, then it means you are not abreast with the facts on the ground. And for that matter, when you are speaking to the public, some of these facts are very, very verifiable. So if you don't have your facts right, you do not make such statement. Again, I say cocoa prices and oil prices. Yes, these commodities, you control prices, but position is at every point in time with respect to cocoa prices. At every point in time, the FOB price, farmers, the 70% of the FOB price. So if you look at the current FOB price and the current amount that we are paying to cocoa farmers, it is even more than the 70% that we promised. And if my brother had made a little bit research before making this argument now, will say this argument, umeki. Nurses and teachers are nurses na this issue of nurses and teachers are will not be a subject matter for discussion. It is because they fail to honor their side of the obligation after employing these people. Now, now to pay somebody a salary, I was saying, go through a process of capturing the data and I said information into the system. That's capturing of friend is saying data into the system, and then delay the payment of these persons salaries. So it is not a matter of bad governance and then economy now trapped to the extent that we cannot pay them. It is a matter of going through the process and these people will have their monies paid to them. And I know they have a roadmap for settling this arrest. Again, you also made mention of the fact that the Agenda 111 hospitals or more commission. They commissioned uncompleted facilities that had no equipment to run. By virtue of political expediency, they commissioned them for purposes of people to know, Omosi Agenda 111. They commissioned only 4 out of the 111 hospitals that they promised. They commissioned only 4, and even with these 4, that they commissioned, they were uncompleted, unfinished, and for that matter could not be operationalized as a full operational hospital. And in Manabasa, the current
and the messages
and some not kind of debris, but the head minister, Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, is doing so well to the extent that distribution of beds to hospital, distribution of other facilities and equipment to hospitals are underway. Yeshama Ghana Pomidin Etumpo Urban Wager Pediatric Hospital issue, by virtue of their appetite for corruption, they increase some of the procurement 16 times. And then the World Bank conducted value for money audit, who said these items have been inflated to the extent that it is unimaginable. And I'm withholding the Sika or the Mayan. Withholding Sika or the Mayan by way by Wabeka. Also, then the contractor also raised issue about lack of payment. And I'm operationalizing the Wager Pediatrics or hospital. So it is as a result of their bad leadership, and our community. Sa in your way na abano, but who said Kasano, he made Ukasombo ministries, Bayer 3, Osho Bonkono. About ministries in Moma, Ghana for Akuma Edom because of the work that they are doing. Look at the energy minister, the work that he is doing. Look at your friend said the last minister, the reclamation of the land in Ashanti region, the water stability that we are all, exposed to now. The record shows that the water stability have really improved. Galamsey, 9 months, they are really working to ensure that Galamsey becomes a thing of the past. These are the people that he is calling for their removal. And Ghanaians, I know, will not be happy with such a call. So I would advise my brother Sita to be very, very current on issues in Ghana so that when he appears on a program like this, you speak to facts that are verifiable and not concocted facts.
Thank you so much. Let me do some honest and just to my viewers as well. And I've got this message coming from Margaret Houston. Ahima says, migration is normal in any country. If you come to Nkwanta here, you will see lots of Togolese and Nigerians. They should give us a break watching from Nkwanta in the UT region. This is coming from Margaret Houston. Ahima said. Fremo says watching from Mancheneho. Okay, thank you. Pimpom Befi says is it the case that all the ministers are performing creditably? Okay. All right. So Lastelina Yabua Ama says watching from Germany. Thank you, Lastelina. Samson Asempahene Boache says as the finance minister, Honorable Kesel Atoforsen, do go there. Okay, don't go there. I thought it's really forcing. Thank you. Robert Kimbe says the ministers are doing well. The president should only change the MMBCs and some CEOs in some state institutions. Okay. Akufo-Addo, dear, he was sleeping on the job. Okay. And that is coming from Djibouti. For Apremo, he says President Mahama should be decisive. At least what's going on. Margaret again came back and says Ghanaians now feel very secure and comfortable than under the NPP government. Okay. Samson Oduku Kojo Opon says, Commander, you spoke well. My regards to our good friend at co-panelist Charles. Okay. There are a lot of the messages. My or Twitch, Facebook. I think I saw my dad Peter Hasla also saying good evening, watching from UK. Thank you so much, Dad, for the support. And Maminko Twitch. And I'm just say if there are messages there, and maybe it's watching says good evening, watching with the family on YouTube, Lisbon, Portugal. Thank you so much, Mavis. Nana Tafimu says, good evening, watching from Tatali, Northern Ghana, and greetings from Sekina Information Center listeners. Ali Fofana says, Peter, you are not a youth. Peter is our youth. Asorianka Women's Fellowship. NDC Diaspora Union says, greetings, Comrade Charles Minister, you are doing a great job for a great party watching from Amsterdam, Holland. Yes. NDC Diaspora Union. Right. Asampane Boachi says, watching and listening from Achimima in the Eastern region. Asampane, big ups to you. Baby, I will be a big up to you. Hey, good day. As I said, brothers, greetings from Odessa, Ukraine. I wish you good luck in your business. Take care of yourself and don't pay attention to haters. We all have the same colors of blood, same color of blood. Okay. That's it. Sikapa family says the youth of South Africa are naturally lazy people. Thank you for speaking the truth and as patriotic citizens watching from Jumapo near Kufudia. Thank you, Sikapa family. Lady Mouse says, nice submission from your panelists watching on Twitch from St. Petersburg, Russia. Jan Frama says, Today Ghana News TV, thank you for the collaboration. We are growing because of your support. Greetings from Rara in the OT region. Hey, Jan Frama, yes, you must say money, boom, boom. We all be great together. Thank you so much. I'll be in OT region coming next week. Lovely presentation from both political parties present on the show, watching from Suhum in the Eastern region. We if you could everyone Eba. Thank you. Because it's a region, we yes, oh, we can I try to back on track. Say hey, we'll be steady. Let's still is it Leslie Edini who said much we made him. Okay, so it says best viewers trended online. Okay. Yao Sapon, Yao Pon, sorry, I beg your pardon. Yao Pon, this useless argument by the NDC communicator. Okay, all right. My opinion, are there more? If there are no more, I'd like to say a big thank you to my panelists for always making time to join us. In that, I say, Charles Mensah, NDC Communications Officer. As I mentioned back ago, my viewers there, and I say, may just a smile. Anyone if you boom this is the same time for Ghanaians based in South Africa to come back home. Ghana is steadily progressing and is one of the best developing countries in the world. Watching from Sunyane, we from Djibouti F1 Aeba, the emotional dinner, Yamunya Brefi. So, opening Charles Mensah is the NDC communication officer in Hamburg, Germany. Samson Misaka, Sita Abdul Khalik, deputy youth organizer for the NPP in Germany branch. It's been honor and fun hosting you people, seniors. Thank you so much for your time. We can't even. I can't say enough, and I can't get enough of you people having you on the show every day. This has been your number one political talk show, Nokremre and Chantro live on Today Ghana News TV. I've been your host and your servant, Lawrence Apieni Yabua. Nyami Adoma, next week Thursday we'll come back your way with another beautiful edition and some interesting topics happening in our political cycles on this particular show again. But aside that, we also have our shows running, so make sure you do stay with Today Ghana News TV and enjoy all our shows. Makramo, we'll meet next time.
Yeah.